Okay, if you're doing like a multi-body part, let's say you had used the split command here to go split this up into several different parts. In order to save it to the file, there's supposedly like 4 or 5 different ways of doing it, and you probably you can go save bodies, and you'll have a list so you can click on them and give them each file names, or you can go name it here, apparently. But see, this has already got a name, so it really is silly because we don't have multi-bodies in here, but that's one way to do it. And of course, in the split feature itself, you got also the ability to do it, but we don't really have anything split up here. Again, it's a single body part. But I was going to say too that if you go to Save Bodies thing, it also gives you the ability to create an assembly as well. So you can create an assembly directly, and it'll be already pre-assembled and everything in the assembly document. Now, if you decided to use the split command to do it too, it'll create actually a split entity down here when you're done. Because I could actually do it, I could use the split command, even right now without actually splitting anything if this were multi-body. And it would allow me to still go ahead and choose the file names and hit OK, and it would create a split assembly or a split feature down here. But you could right click on that and go create assembly, because there's an option to do that. And by the way, the Save Bodies feature will actually generate a feature down here too, and that feature on both the split and the Save Bodies is actually used as a file management hub. So but it's created in the master part assembly, so to speak. But when you use the split capability and create a part that separate it into parts that way, and go and right click to create an assembly, it'll open the assembly automatically, whereas the Save Bodies thing won't. But you can go in and save the bodies individually too, so which I've done before, by right clicking on it. Save to new folder, insert into new part, is what it was. I think I'm going to go ahead and create a split body, so I control drag that bottom plane there to create a new reference plane, and I'll control drag again. Control drag again. I'll create another one there, and I'll go in and try to use the split bodies. Now you can use planes, I think, or surfaces, but trimming surfaces right here and right here. Okay, and then cut part, and you don't even have to select a part. It'll just cut whatever those surfaces go through. So, but again, this could have been a complex surface, that you drew or whatever. I'm just doing this for simplicity. It's only necessary to select like one of these in this case. But again, we could go ahead and auto assign them, to different parts right now, if we wanted to. But see, now that we have a multi-body part, it's possible to go and certainly insert new part, or go up here and you know, and use the Save Bodies command, and like I said, I can go, you know, name these files by double clicking on it, and let's put into call this part 1, top. God, where's my fucking mouse at? Fucking okay. Call this part 2, or mid part. And call this part 3. You just have to click on that once. Okay. So I'm going to create an assembly on it too, and it'll create the assembly here, but it won't automatically open it. At least it doesn't in version 2013. Okay, so basically okay, we're overwriting the template, I guess, with the custom template. I don't know. Do you want to change the unit of measure of your derived part? No. 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 Okay, so it created our 3 parts. Now, the thing is that, you know, this thing down here, the Save Bodies, you know, is actually kind of a master, you know, file location thing. So I don't know if I can, you know, save this as a different file or not. But at any rate, you know, like I said, it hadn't opened the assembly, so because it doesn't do that automatically here. You know, but here are our 3 assemblies. So the top part, middle part, and bottom part. Not sure if they have any mates, but I mean, they're certainly not inclined to move. But you know, if you got the features of it and everything. Now when you create a part, you know, from a multi-body part like we did, you know, from this file here, all these parts we create, even if you do it individually, you know, because you can't create these individually and then go in and, you know, start a new assembly, and then you can go in and open up the, you know, when the assembly insert part, you know, manager drops up, you can go browse and actually window select, you know, all the files you want to bring in all at the same time, and then hit OK, and it'll bring in like 3 parts in this case, and you can actually insert them manually. But they do have one thing in common, is that they all have the same origin point because they came from a single drawing. So when you insert them into assembly like we did here, you know, they're all going to be located in the same location. Even if I were to have inserted these individually, you know, since they all came from, you know, the same assembly, like, I mean, I guess I can show you that right now real quick. This will probably be of different, like, units or something, but you know, see, this thing pops up, but I can go browse, okay, and you know, top, mid, and bottom parts, you know, we can bring into this assembly and open them all three at the same time, and see we automatically go into part add mode for the three parts that are highlighted here, which I should have cleared that first. But, you know, I can click that. Well, actually, I should have clicked the origin, but I can't see the origin. So, anyway, so these probably won't be quite mated right, because I did not, you know, select the origin of the drawing. So, you know, because that only works if you click the origin. But at any rate, okay, on the insert part deal, normally, you know, you do it kind of in reverse. You start with a blank part and build up a multi-body part. So, you know, I just used that bottle to test the feature out. Yeah, this will be fine. You know, now I can place this manually right now if I want to, you know, just by clicking somewhere. But if you want to preserve the origin of the part, you know, it's usually best to just hit check mark. Now this is all the features you can bring in. Like we could, for example, bring surface features in only, but there aren't any in that drawing. But you can import axes, planes, you know, cosmetic threads, absorb sketches, model dimensions, you know, etc. And you can also choose to locate the part with an immediate move copy feature. You know, I don't know if there's a way to import the original colors. Like when I brought this bottle in, it changed it to this color for some reason. I'm not sure why. You know, it's got different units of measure. But see, we're immediately into the move copy part of it. So, you know, but I guess the only way to I guess the only way to move copy it, because this doesn't seem to want to work the same way, is to actually, let's see, let's translate it in our z-axis. Okay. Alright, but yeah, it made it the same material, I think, you know, as these other parts. But these are kind of a default material. But at any rate, you know, the point is that I just inserted that part, okay, but, you know, we got a, you know, 4-inch pulley, you know, but, let's see, yeah, see, there's a body move copy here under it. So, you know, just like you'll notice that there's a body move copy here, as well, but I did that after the fact for the bottle part. So, so, you know, we got that move copy, but you can delete the move copy feature if you wanted to move it back to the, you know, starting point. But that's how, you know, you deal with, in a multi-body part, you know, you deal with the fact that you can move these around, because I was kind of wondering that the other day, that, well, doesn't that lose all your relational data? Well, no, it doesn't, because it actually creates a move copy feature, and that's probably why, you know, you have to do it, you know, as two separate operations if you want to move it or rotate it and rotate it, you know. So anyway, okay, now, you know, in a multi-part assembly like this, sometimes you might want to deal with, you know, like less than one of these. So I can hit delete on my keyboard, okay, and hit check mark, and voila. Now, of course, that creates a delete body feature, so, which can be edited. So, you know, I can like deselect one, and that leaves us with this one part. And you can save this down, you know, as a new part if you want to for some reason. So so I can go file, you know, save as, you know, a new part and give it a name. You know, of course that'll probably still have this delete part feature in it because we're just saving it as. So, but you can, you know, do that multiple times anyway. But at any rate, my point is though, is that using the you know, in general, is that, you know, using the you know, the insert part feature is actually pretty powerful because, you know, you can, like if I wanted to bring surfaces or, you know, like cutting surfaces or something from another another part, you know, I can, you know, to use cutting tools or something like that, you know, I can do it from here. I guess you could also save things like that over here though in your little tool kit thing, but we hadn't gotten to that yet. Alright, I've created a set of tools here to investigate some things, and this is a what they call a manifold surface. In other words, it's a closed, completely closed, watertight surface that I've knitted together. Now this part I went ahead and shelled out, so anyway, it shows you what's going on. I want to take some of these features that we use to create this and go ahead and add to a new folder. So it shrinks our thing down. But at any rate, you know, we got surface bodies here, okay, and by the way, you know, I have a delete face that I use the delete face to delete, you know, so I can create an open or non-manifold surface. But I want to look at the intersect command here. And, you know, and you can select on this, you know, surfaces, solids, or planes. You know, so if I select, you know, like these two items, form an intersect in regions to exclude, I want to uncheck merge results too, by the way, and consume surfaces. Okay, but like I said, make sure that's turned off. Now, I'm going to start just by choosing this, and then, oops, inverting it, and let's just see what happens. Okay, you can see that, you know, we still have a separate surface body, and, you know, but this filled, you know, are shelled out bodies. So, you know, in that particular operation. Okay, I'm back into this, you know, like I said, you know, when it comes to exclude, I think we're talking about regions to exclude. You know, if we go back to this, you know, you see it's, you know, the last operation actually created several solids here. So, but basically, you know, we got our cylinder, you know, our surface. Actually, oh shit. I don't know. Oh, I think I hit it. You know, but our surface is actually still here. It's just obscured because it actually created these filled solids, these regions here. You know, we've got a region there, region there, region there, but we've still got our original part as well. it. I guess it's not allowing me to select it because I'm in this cross-sectional view, I suppose is what's going on. None of these are lighting up, including the surface, really. But let me hide, because like I said, see, that's still there, but if I hide it, we got these individual parts, and like I said, it's part of this, but like I said, you do a delete body on it, do a delete body, whoops, no, that deleted the fucking damn. Well, I guess you gotta be careful where you select it. Okay. Yeah, if you don't have it selected right, see, it created that ring feature, which is just a, little knob, because I basically didn't exclude very much from this thing. Delete that body, and delete the middle part. Okay, and then I can reveal the surface again, and like I said, we're back to where we started, except that this cut the middle out. But at any rate, it's a way of creating parts, and you can go save the different bodies, but you can't do it from here, apparently, which is what I think that guy was getting into, but he kind of went astray. So, like I kind of did here. But at any rate, I just wanted to remind you of that as a method, too, of cutting a part up. So, anyway.